There we go. Took a minute for it to say we were live. It just kept spinning and spinning. But here we are once again, which of course means if you're watching this live, it is Wednesday at noon Eastern time, which is always time for the High Noon Hemp Show. A lot of hemp infotainment for you today. Of course, you can find us in many places. If you're interested in the video, if you're watching the video right now, you can be on Facebook. That's the Temptations Beach Facebook page. There's also the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and you can check out X at Temptations. And of course, don't forget, as you see right there, the High Noon Hemp Show podcast is back. It has returned. There's currently dozens upon dozens of classic episodes on there and more being added every day. And all the time, check out iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Just search the High Noon Hemp Show, and you will find the High Noon Hemp Show, the podcast. That's if you don't want to look at us, you want to see the cool pictures, you don't want to see the videos or the trailers or what the Guinness World Records has got going on today or any of that stuff. You want to avoid all of that and just listen to our dulcet tones, if you will. Get the podcast. That would be awesome of you. I am Stoner Jesus. I do various things on the interwebs, which you can find out if you feel like it. He is Beach, the undisclosed location in the high state area. And of course, as you can see there, he loves hemp. Beach, how are things this week in the world of temptations?
Super green. As we celebrate Green Day, we'll be going to be celebrating Green Day here on the High Noon Hemp Show today. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate you being here.
Indeed.
Remember, the FDA has not approved this show for safety or efficacy. So, besides Green Day, do you know what today is, Stoner?
I know it's a very special day, Beach. I know it's just on the tip of my tongue. It starts with an H, I believe. Is that true?
Hemp Day. Thank you for all of you joining us on Hemp Day for the High Noon Hemp Show. We got another good one. It's all kinds of stuff going on in the hemp world, that's for sure. If your state is one of the many that are trying to do something, I'll be talking about it today. And there's quite a bit of them. But there's also a lot of good stuff out there to look at. But before we do all that, let's put our peace signs on our hearts and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the hemp fields of America and to the soil in which it is planted. One seed under the sun with responsibility, sustainability, and thrivability for all. All right. So let's get on with it with the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. I broke the theme this week with the eBay listings, but this one is kind of apropos because we just had an announcement in the city of Cincinnati that someone is going to be opening a THC mocktails bar.
Nice.
So someone texted me a picture of it, and I was like, I've got 6 mocktails in cans at the store. I mean, you need your mocktails? Because all of these are, this is mini grown brand. But all of these are based on traditional liquor drinks: cosmopolitan, old fashioned, margarita. I forget some of the other ones that are out there. I think there's a mule, a
Moscow.
moose, I should say.
Yeah.
Not a mule, but a moose. Um,
Lemon droplets,
lemon droplets. I guess that's supposed to be like a lemon drop.
I guess.
You know, that's a favorite shot back in the I don't know. I want to say like late '90s, early 2000s. Lemon drops were big. I don't. It's funny um, how shots go, and however that. But anyway, so if you're looking to get yourself a mocktail, and those are 10 milligrams, so it's a decent dose of THC, industrial hemp THC. There you have it. There's some right there on the shelves for you. So, the next one is some high flyers. So the top shelf, that's Lost Harvest made those, and again, these are a frisbee-like object, but they're soft. The 2 on the bottom shelf are actually Planet Everywhere. So we made those here at Planet Everywhere Manufacturing back in the day when we were doing that. But the weather is here, so frisbee weather, tossing the old disc around. And these are what I call like safe. They're kid safe even, because I really think you could probably take one of these to the head. Not, not saying throw this at your brother or sister's head really hard, but I do think that if you hit you in the head like an untraditional um, disc, it's very soft, and they're very easy to catch because you really just have to put your hand in front of it, and it just kind of folds up into your hand. But they're very fun. We love the high flyers. Um, yes, for sure. So, all right, what's next here? I've been talking about. I think I showed my shave cream, but how about some Miracle Oil shave cream? I feel like it's again with this weather. uh, and I'm not saying that women should do this, but I know that a lot more legs get shaved when the weather changes, and so hemp shave oil for the ladies is just as nice for hemp shave oil for the men, depending on where you're shaving. So, uh, can be used anywhere on the body. Hemp oil is safe for all skin, for the most part. I'm not saying there aren't people out there that may have a reaction to hemp oil. I have yet to run into a human that told me that they were allergic to um, that they were allergic to hemp oil in their skin. So, um, not saying it's not possible. Start small, use a little bit, as they say, and see how you react. But should be pretty safe for all to use. And hemp oil is, once again, great for the skin, no matter where you're using it or what you're using it for.
Indeed.
And then some more fishing's going to be coming too. I mean, this weather change is it's all everything important that we have that hemp can help with the weather change. But are you a fisher person? Do you like to fish? We have fish chum, and then we also the in the t-shirt jar that's like fish attractive. So you attract it. So I think you could, I don't know, maybe put that on a lure or put that on your bait. Just drop some on your bait. But apparently the fish love the hemp. All animals love to eat hemp. I think they understand and know the nutritional value of it somehow. I don't know, but best I can say is either eat it or let it go. Those are the only two reasons to catch fish. Um, so,
Indeed.
all right, there's four from the door, and again, this Kentucky Hemp Works. I can't believe I didn't mention Kentucky Hemp Works is a great, great company making all kinds of great hemp products. Owned by one of the original five growers of hemp in the state of Kentucky from day one of legalization. So, a company well worth supporting. Kentucky Hemp Works with a K. And of course, I believe that they've had hemp work stolen from them. And someone else was using it with an X, but you want Kentucky Hemp Works with a K. They're the real deal. Support them, buy their products, see what they got going online. I don't know these days. I haven't checked recently, but I'm pretty sure that they've still got stuff going on. And I know she just announced something about a possible new product going to be hitting the shelves soon. So check them out if you can, and if not, just come into Hemptations and get your fish chum. Who would have thought that that's something? Fish chum. Get your fish chum at Hemptations. What can hemp do? That's all I can say. That's why we're here at the High Noon Hemp Show every Wednesday at high noon. And the one from my door, going with the green theme, I learned two things from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that is that the number 42 is the answer to everything, and you should always carry a towel. So I do. Here, this is my towel that I have in my backpack all the time. It's just a smaller. It's not a full size towel. It's kind of more of a hand towel size. But does the job whenever I need it to, and I need a towel. I have multiple of these. I don't know where I have one that's actually got beach and Hemptations embroidered on it. So um,
There you go.
I don't know where that. I have to figure out where that is. Might be on the boat. Don't know. But
Okay. Don't forget to bring a towel.
don't forget to always carry a towel. Always carry a towel. It's just good advice. No doubt about it. All right, there you have it. 4 from the store, 1 from my door on the product spotlight. High Noon Hemp Show.
Indeed. Which, of course, brings us to the greatest segment in internet history. Still not recognized by anyone as such, except for us, but still, I say so. So, prove me wrong. Of course, it's
One
also
out of
become,
one stoners.
that's right. It's also become a segment where we look into what the Guinness World Records has going on, because as you may know or may not know, they are explicitly ignoring all of my posts and tweets and such about all of the hemp records that Beach has set and currently holds. They don't care, but they care about a lot of other stuff that's not hemp related. And I want to post a picture here from their Twitter today, a tweet that they had earlier this morning. I apologize if you haven't had your coffee yet. This picture may be somewhat upsetting. This guy, Don Gorski, he's a man famed for eating at least one Big Mac every day. He's just eaten his 35,000th McDonald's sandwich, and that's what he looks like in his Big Mac tie. So that's what they were tweeting about today while ignoring hemp and Beach's hemp records. There's this guy of the awesome sideburns, admittedly, but I mean, come on. Although the fact that he's still alive after eating 35,000 Big Macs is pretty impressive, and he's not 6,000. So, but still, it's not hemp. Since 1972, this guy's been doing this.
Unbelievable.
I just don't.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, that brings us, of course, in a very roundabout way, to Beach's massive hemp collection. One of the Beach's massive hemp collections is his clothing. Beach always has head-to-toe hemp clothing, and he'll always tell you about it, no matter where he is. You see him on the street, you ask him this question, and he will tell you. He will do his very own personal Beachwear segment just for you to tell you what he is wearing. And I ask it every week just so we can get him to do that. When I say, what are you wearing, Beach?
It's true. If you're curious, what are you wearing in support of St. Patrick's Day for Green Day? All green. Today's outfit is all green. I'm going to call it super green. In the immortal words of Ruby Rod, super green. So on the top there, you got a classic head cased homegrown hat. My jacket, of course, is a hemp hoodlam high. You can see it behind me hanging up. My shirt is the Hemp Company short sleeve button down in what I call like a lime green, I suppose. My pants, although you've seen a lot of my Kentucky Hemp Outfitters, you've never seen, maybe one time before, my green pair of Kentucky Hemp Outfitters. And of course, in the pocket there of those Kentucky Hemp Outfitter pants is my Green Spring Technologies pen. How about that? They got their green. It's the only thing non-green, but they still got green in. My boxer briefs are made by Satori, as well as my Canalink hemp socks. Those are Satori. Got a little green and orange going on there in today's outfit. And then, of course, my shoes are a pair of Adidas shell toes. So there you have it. If you want to be super green, or you wondering when I'm super green, what are you wearing? Now you know. You're on the High Noon Hemp Show. All right, well, let's check out this trailer. Dude, these trailers are almost 10 years old now. I really got to get on my trailer game. I feel like I have enough that I can go ahead and redo these. But let's check this one out. And next week I'm going to try to promise maybe to drop a brand new trailer for what I like to say for movies that will never be made or are being made every day at Hemptations. It's hard to say. So here you go. We'll be back with the news. Jazz hands.
Ain't that makes up for having to see McDonald's sideburns guy?
Hemp hands.
There you go.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So, um, Delta 8, we've been talking about it for a while, and it's kind of funny because Delta 8's like, it was all the rage with the government a year or two ago. Now they don't even talk about it, honestly, because it's gotten replaced by the THCA and all these other things. It's like it was such a big thing, and then now it's like basically disappeared. Um, that being said, there are still states that are still trying to make it illegal. I saw an article that is kind of actually gaining popularity with holistic healers, and I can understand why. Again, because you get the same, our customers, I should say, get basically the same relief um, that you can get out of CBD but you get it from Delta 8, but it's just a little bit stronger. I like to say that, uh, you know, as far as effects go, you actually feel something. So it has mild effects, but I think our customers really like it because it gives them all the benefits of what you call marijuana, um, but with less of the buzz. And so I can see why. Now, of course, Delta 8 gets a bad rap because it's synthetic. Okay, and synthetic gets a bad rap because of all the terrible things that we make synthetically. Because it's where you start that actually makes a synthetic product less good, so to speak. Again, if you're making something out of petrochemical oil, that's probably not great because of the waste. Now with Delta 8, they're literally changing, because synthetic just means taking one thing and changing it into something else. It's really kind of the broad definition of synthetic. It can be used for great things. It can be used nefariously. Um, and so they're just taking one form of hemp, CBD. I don't know how it starts, and they're turning it into Delta 8. Um, and again, Delta 8 is a naturally occurring cannabinoid in cannabis, but it's very low. And they haven't figured out, obviously, how to raise the percentage of Delta 8 through breeding. But it is a naturally occurring, it is one of the 550 plus ingredients that make up cannabis flower. Okay. And so, although it's still, and again, it's getting a bad rap because you do feel it, and so all of a sudden it's intoxicating hemp, even though most people are using this for therapeutic value, same as CBD or CBN or CBG or THC for that matter, which we legally extract from industrial hemp. So it makes sense to me. Don't look at Delta 8 as a bad thing because they describe it as synthetic, because now they're really, which is so funny, because synthetic's great when you're making oil into clothing or oil into plastic or whatever. It's a great thing. But the DEA will tell you that synthetic cannabinoids are bad because it's cannabis related. What's it going to be? Is synthetic a good thing? Synthetic a bad thing? Blah, 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 blah. It's everything. Oh, hemp wallpaper. Let's throw this up there. I'm excited about this one, actually. This is kind of neat. This is a company in New York. Um,
There it is.
and we'll leave this up here for a minute. It does have his information if you're interested in hemp wallpaper. There's a big sheet of it laying out there. I would guess, I would love to know for sure that if you went back, and I don't know when wallpaper was technically invented. I'm going to have to do some wallpaper history. But I would almost guess that the original wallpapers, if they're over 100 years old, if wallpaper is over 100 years old, um, that those wallpapers would have probably been made out of hemp originally. Um, and so I'll have to look into it. But apparently they're doing, going to have multiple patterns and whatnot. I know there's an email address there and a phone number or what. You can get in touch with them and see. But it's a great idea, obviously. Uh, I wonder what wallpaper's made out of now. Is it wood pulp or is it synthetic material? I can see synthetic material for wallpaper being a popular option, I suppose. I don't really know. Uh, but making it out of hemp is definitely a environmentally friendly option for wallpaper. I did a little disclaimer when I posted this to the page. Young people, wallpaper is paper that we hung on the wall, that we hang on the walls. Again, I don't, I don't know if anybody even uses wallpaper anymore for the most part. Rich people probably do. So good. I hope the rich people buy all this wallpaper up to use instead of painting their walls or whatever. So, but there you have it. Hemp wallpaper getting made. So an elderly hemp farmer in Wyoming won a judgment against the law enforcement for an illegal seizure going all the way back to 2019. So this happened again a year after hemp was taken off the controlled substance list, which happened in 2018. Um, she was awarded, I think, $150,000 for this illegal seizure. And the best thing is yet again, here is law enforcement being held accountable for not doing their due diligence. And of course, this is 2019, which was much newer. Although we've been growing hemp for 5 years, and I don't know. Obviously, hemp has been legal in Wyoming for a while. It was legal in 2019 for her to grow. Um, which she did, and then they seized it again under the marijuana laws, threatened to uh, uh, arrest her under felony charges, which eventually were dropped. Like they dropped all the criminal charges almost right away because they realized that they had made a mistake. It has taken her 6 years to correct that mistake, which was to me is absurd that it took that long anyway. Most of the claims now are getting filed within a year. And again, most of the law enforcement is losing. Really, all you have to do is go into court and prove that what they seized was industrial hemp, and they're pretty much done. And holding them accountable once again because they didn't do their due diligence. They just thought, oh, it looks like marijuana, and there can't possibly be anything but marijuana. We're going to go in and we're going to seize your marijuana. And it still happened. And, instead of going and knocking on the door of the farmer, asking the farmer, is this hemp? Is it's legal in every state, pretty much almost every state, as far as I know, to grow hemp. They just, once again, assume they don't even know. And we're now, 10 years, 10 years into hemp being federally legal. And 6 years, 7 years into it being off the controlled substance list. So, come on. But it's still happening. It happened, we've had a couple big ones in the last year or so. It's going to cost states a lot of money or local governments, sheriff's departments, a lot of money to get it rectified. So I don't know who Benny Blanco is, but apparently he is what's Selena Gomez's husband. And here they are on the red carpet. And this is a direct quote from the article of them on the red carpet. Blanco loves pale linens, loud prints, and hippie hemp materials. So, Betty Blanco, I don't know who you are, but keep wearing the hemp, keep showing it off on the red carpet, keep telling everybody that you're wearing it, and let's support the hemp fashion industry. And so we're gonna have to I'll find out who Betty Blanco. I feel like maybe I don't know if he's an actor or a musician. I don't know. I've never heard the name before, but he likes his hippie hemp materials. So good
See,
for him.
he's a record producer,
Oh, okay.
songwriter, record executive, and an author.
Oh, all right. Okay. So he's in the music industry.
Yes.
Good on him uh, for his hippie hemp materials. I wear hippie hemp materials every day, apparently.
Right.
And, I can't say that I associate with hippies as like I am a hippie. Uh, I'm not saying I'm not a hippie, and maybe by definition that I am a hippie, and I don't dislike hippies because I like all people until they're not nice to me, and then I'm going to make my own judgments. Or they tell me that hemp should be illegal.
That's right.
All right. Speaking of hemp being illegal, I'm going to go down my list of states real quick here. Illinois is still trying to figure out hemp, even though I can't believe they just haven't walked away at this point because it's been years in the making. Mississippi is trying to remove hemp based THC from all consumable products except drinks. Okay, Mississippi. But they are also trying to ban Delta 8, Delta 10, THCO, and HHC, which are all right now the most popular synthetic cannabinoids. So we'll see. Bans are bad. Don't try bans. Bans are bad, and I don't understand all the consumables except drinks, but maybe because they're paying attention to the drink industry right now, which is huge. It's huge everywhere. It's going to be, again. I told my friend that texted me the other day. I said, all bars are going to have THC mocktails soon. A lot of bars already are having canned drinks, which is just easy for them. Here's 2.5 milligrams of THC. Here's 5 milligrams of THC. That's the most I've seen at bars, and those are already available at most bars. I'm pretty sure. What will be coming next is again THC based mocktails, or really all you'd have to have is a dropper of THC, and it's not really water soluble, so it'd be interesting to see how they're really going to do these mocktails. Are they making drinks without alcohol, whatever they may be, and then dropping THC in them? That's infusing them, which makes is a very viable way, if not really the only way. Is there, and I haven't seen it yet, like a THC infused sugar syrups and other things. I have seen uh, hemp in non-alcoholic liquors, but I haven't seen THC in non-alcoholic liquors yet. But if you had a THC infused tequila or mock tequila, mock vodka, mock bourbon somehow. Anyway, um, it is, it's huge in the industry. And again, most bars, if they're going to keep up, are going to be figuring out how to have industrial hemp THC based mocktails. And once again, they're already just like, we have a whole cooler full of drinks, already figuring out how to just sell you a can of something and keep it easy. They don't have to do anything. And more people, we're seeing this more and more because, this is the alcohol industry feeling the bite so much that in Kentucky, they've now put THC drinks into the hands of the alcohol industry and the regulatory system. Um, and if the federal, and again, industrial hemp-based THC is 100% legal. So if anybody wanted to make um, THC, industrial hemp THC based alcohol, they can as well. So, but not at, the alcohol industry is taking a hit. And the more that cannabis is legalized everywhere, and we've seen it from 1995, 96 to now, alcohol consumption has gone down. Young people are preferring THC, no matter what form it may be, to getting drunk. And what we're seeing now is the crossover between, say, like my generation, and I don't know what my generation is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm X, Z, Y. I'm not a baby boomer. I don't think I'm too young. I know I should know what I am, but I don't. I was born in 1970. I think I'm like a crossover kid, for whatever that means. But anyway, and then Wyoming. Speaking of Wyoming, their legalization. They're trying to legalize cannabis, marijuana, and part of that will actually be to regulate hemp-derived THC. So they're gonna try to go ahead and legalize in Wyoming. We'll see what happens, and they're gonna include that intoxicating hemp to be under their guise. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, once again, that could be one of those things where what we'll find is, yes, they can do that, just like we did in our medical marijuana policy with CBD. But the state in Ohio was trying to say all CBD was illegal because CBD was under the regulatory policies of the medical marijuana. It wasn't true. Industrial hemp CBD had nothing to do with the medical marijuana program in Ohio, and so it was illegal. We kept selling. They forced people that had licenses through the state. They threatened to take those licenses, whether it was an alcohol license or a hairdresser's license, didn't matter, if you sold CBD products. So a lot of people took them off the shelves. We never did. We didn't, because it wasn't. We weren't. They didn't have any threats over us. And so I really feel like if Wyoming does this, that still might not affect the legal federal law over industrial hemp. We'll see. Georgia wants to ban THC drinks. Georgia's really they've been trying to do all kinds of stuff. And I don't know why they haven't given up on stuff at this point, because Georgia's one of those states that got checked huge for illegal seizures. But now they're going after THC drinks, and ironically, I think I've got it on the events. The largest hemp drink expo in the country is going on in Atlanta in the summer. Tennessee wants to ban synthetic hemp, and they also want to ban hemp advertising as a cure or a treatment. That's already federally illegal. Okay, if there is a hemp company saying, giving any medical advice, saying that, making any medical claims anywhere on their product, that is something that the FDA regulates highly. All you have to do is, I mean, if you're really concerned about that, which seems kind of silly because you can't do it anyway. So I don't know why they're making it illegal. All they need to do is report these companies to the FDA. We cannot make medical claims anywhere, and that's even like making putting the word like soothing or generic terms that people would imply mean that it's going to do something. It's not. That's against FDA rules because it has not been approved. It is not even generally regarded as safe by the FDA. And then if they want to go ahead and in Tennessee, Again, and they want to put it in the hands of the Alcohol Beverage Commission, I guess. Um, more stuff there. And again, they want to put the cannabis regulation under the hands of the Alcohol Beverage Commission instead of, like most states, starting a cannabis regulation commission in their state. Again, alcohol and hemp or cannabis are not the same thing. And people that have overseen the alcohol at every level of whatever don't deserve to be in charge or overseers of cannabis. I get it. It's job security. Less people are drinking alcohol, so we need to give them that organization something to do, or that industry something to do. It's just ridiculous. Missouri, another one of those states who's still trying to change hemp regulations after like failing miserably for the last year or two. Of course, Texas is going crazy with it. If you're in Texas, they have over 24 bills sitting at the state house, and I think the one they're trying to discuss now, the first one they're trying to push through, is a ban on THC, which again will destroy industries. Um, South Carolina, they're trying to go to 0.5% THC per serving. So whether that's a 12-ounce drink or a gummy, okay, 0.5% in either way, and CBD, a 25 milligram limit on CBD per serving. And again, there should be no limit on CBD per serving. That's ridiculous idea, honestly. And 0.5%, once again, here we go. To get 5 milligrams of THC, I have to drink 10 drinks. 10 freaking drinks to get 10 milligrams of THC. And if this goes through in South Carolina, it's just a ridiculous waste of packaging at the very least. Here we go back to, and again, that's not going to keep people from eating 10 gummies to get their 10 milligrams, 20 gummies now I got to eat 20 gummies, actually 20 gummies to get 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
My math is, I gotta do my math right. But yeah, again, that's just it's 20 gummies just to get my 20 milligrams of THC. That's unhealthy. They're really trying to take something that people use therapeutically and make it more unhealthy for them. It's absurd. You don't care about these people's health. You're trying to say that we're going to do this to keep them safe. This is a health issue. This is a safety issue. But then you're going to make them eat an amazing amount of not the best. Again, gummies are a great transitional tool. And if they weren't, they would the shelves of the pharmacies wouldn't be full of everything under the sun in a gummy. Okay? But even then, when you get those vitamin C gummies or multivitamin gummies or whatever it may be, they're still only say a recommended dosage of one or two to three times a day. Okay, not 23 times a day or 21 time a day. It's a ridiculous idea. So any states that does this, And again, I know they're trying to keep from a ban because bans are always over for the most part. Okay, um, but uh, let's have some common sense here. Let's have some common sense here. People want 5 to 10 milligrams. That's just the average. That's what our customers like. I think this, what I'm seeing in the industry. Okay, and again, especially when I think when it comes to drinks. I mean, if I have to, even right now, if I have to drink 4 12-ounce seltzer waters or whatever to get 20 milligrams, I think that doesn't work for some people. And, once again, let's prove that it's unsafe before you try to keep us safe from it. And then by keeping us safe from it, don't make us eat a bunch of stuff or drink a bunch of stuff that in large amounts is unsafe and not healthy. Oh, and Florida, which I thought they were kind of done. Now they're trying to ban Delta 8. And so again, I don't get it. I really thought that Florida was all straightened out and had all their stuff. Their new laws just went in when it came to CBD and packaging and this, that, and all the other. And so it's really kind of weird that they're going after Delta 8. And again, bans do not normally work. All right. Study shows that terpenes may help with fibromyalgia and post-operative pain. I've been talking about terpenes a lot. Terpenes are a big part of, once again, those 550 plus ingredients that make up the flower. The terpenes we've always known, or we've known for a while, are responsible for the smell or the taste of cannabis. You know, we are already, just beginning to figure out what part they play as far as therapeutic value. As far as fibromyalgia and postoperative pain goes, the number one, and this was studies done on mice. I'm sure they'll once again move on to humans, hopefully. Uh, Geraniol, Geranol, showed the most significant results. Now, that's kind of a newer one to me. And so I'll have to go in and look, kind of see where that flavonoid goes to and see what strains that have. And again, that research is readily on the internet if you want to go search. Every new strain that I get or see or want to know about, I can go online. I can find out all its major profile. And then you've got linalool, which I've definitely seen, and this is another one. You see more in cannabis, which is the beta carotene. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. And then you've got alpha humulin, um, also on the list when it comes to uh, just this fibromyalgia and postoperative pain results. And so once again, Geraniol was the number one if you're looking for that in your cannabis um, flower. And then linalool, beta carotene, and alpha humulene. And again, I'm sure that I'm not pronouncing these as well as I should be. The terpene thing is relatively new, but we're definitely starting to see the science behind it. And so this is interesting. And I think I saw something about this, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. But the first injectable CBD, okay, it's a product called Pico 4. No, Pico 9. I believe that, no, Pico 4, 1V. Sorry. I had to go back to the 5th grade and do my Roman numeral calculation. As you can see, I have trouble remembering that far back. Anyway, so I think this has been on the market for a minute. Okay, and it's only available, and I think they're out of California, and I don't know if they ship across the country. Okay, but right now it's only available for physicians, providers, and IV. Oh, it's Pico IV. It's not even supposed to be for Pico IV
Oh, yeah.
and IV therapy clinics. Now it's all starting to make sense. See, my non-medical mind didn't see that as IV, even though I knew it was only available at IV therapy clinics. Anyway, um, so it is highly scrutinized. They claim, they say that they're super clean, great facilities. So the FDA went after them, but the FDA didn't go after them because they're an injectable or because they're CBD or anything else. It went after them because they're making claims on their website. And just as I mentioned, that's the one thing, or one of the few things, that the FDA can go after CBD companies for. Okay, if you're claiming to be a supplement, CBD has not been approved as a supplement by the FDA. If you're making any medical claims, which they were, saying that it was good for this or helps with this or does this, they are going to come after them. And so, um, again, I can't see how medically this would be an unsafe product because when you use hemp sublingually, it goes directly into the blood system. Okay. So, um, I'm sure that when you use it in this IV form, once again, directly into the blood system, which is really no different than really how you're getting it from the tincture, other than you're getting it at its purest form. So and it looked clear, which I don't understand how they could do that. I would guess that it is just in a saline base, like I think most medicines. Again, I don't know that medically, um, but whatever a normal IV is, they just add it to that liquid, and then you have a CBD IV. Um, again, they're only getting in trouble because they're making claims, and I would have thought they would have sold enough product where they could just get the testimonials. Just talk to the people and get their testimonials, and then you can put those all over your website. I use this for this, and it works great for this. Joe Bob. I use this for this, and I think it's great. Sally B. Whatever it is, that's totally legal. That's how, when I talk to my customers, I use the testimonials of our other customers or even stuff that I may have seen online. Because testimonials are okay. Making medical claims is not. Um, CBD for autism trials enters phase 2, in which Doris gets her CBD. That's a Beatles joke. Um, phase 2, but again, these are FDA trials. This drug is trying to get approved. And so, relatively speaking, even though I don't believe that they're differentiating age or not, I don't know for sure. Um, this could be the second CBD drug approved by the FDA for children, because the first one was for children, which is an inhaler. Um, Article: 7 best sustainable travel backpacks for minimalist travelers. Check out the 8,000 kicks everyday backpack. Um, and this is pretty neat. I've talked about everyday, or 8,000 kicks. They came out with a uh, running style water shoe kind of years and years and years ago. And then they just recently, I showed their Trekker shoe that they're coming out with. Um, this is, and I think if I read correctly, that once again they are touting this as the first waterproof hemp material. They released a smaller backpack, and I don't know if they called it waterproof or water resistant then. Now I do believe that they are saying waterproof. Okay, which is huge, honestly, because keeping the stuff inside your backpack is quite essential, in my opinion. And so uh, now, like my back, I would take my backpack, my big one, out in the rain. Um, I think my old one, the one I carry every day, not even to say my old one, um, it might absorb water pretty quickly because it's worn and broken in and maybe absorbs it. My Monastash one, my full size, my what I call my true backpack for going out in the woods with. I think it would resist the water for a little while, but I think if I was out in the rain with it, I think eventually it would soak in and then make its way through it. I don't know. So, uh, you know, 8,000 kicks is right now probably the only Kickstarter uh, organization that I can kind of get behind. I've never been a big fan of the Kickstarter. Like, make it or don't make it, but don't hope that enough people invest in it you can make it. I don't know, but these guys really do, and they're doing a great job. I think you can get, I don't know, find 8,000 kicks on. I'm sure you can go to their website or whatever and see. But they really are making some good products, and they're not just resting on their laurels with their original shoes. They've redesigned them to make it a little different, better hiker with a better sole on it. And then, of course, I think a smaller bag, and then this bag. And so, uh, fill the world with hemp. Good job, 8,000 kicks. Study shows that states that have both medical and personal use show a drop in anxiety medication used. They did not give CBD any credit, which leads me to want to go back to, say, 2019 and look to see from 2019 to, say, 2024 even, if medications have dropped for anxiety, because that would really show if it has. And I think CBD should get some credit for that. I'd really like to see what those anxiety medication numbers look like in 2020 before COVID. 2019, 2020, that was the CBD boom. And so I really would like to know whether that caused a dramatic drop in anxiety pharmaceutical sales. Probably did. And that's probably why they tried to go after CBD in some places. Um, 15 hidden superfoods your doctor isn't telling you about for eternal health. Number one was hemp. And again, it is quite amazing. It really is a supply issue. I think if the supply was out there, we would be a lot more educated on how hemp has so much nutritional value for humans. Yeah, proteins, vitamins, minerals, omega 6, omega 3, all the things you want in your food. It's all in hemp. Um, and so it's amazing to me that it's really kind of still a secret, but it is. It really is. Um, so it's funny because in 100 grams of hemp, you get more protein than you would from chicken. Come on. Um, this is an interesting government study, but a government study just showed that CBD bonded dentures demonstrated the potential for antibiotic free denture coatings, reducing biofilms and plaque formation, and the overall approval of oral health. Okay. Now, I had gum issues, and I started using CBD toothpaste, and I feel like it helped. Don't I? 100% not sure. Um, but okay, potential for antibiotic-free denture coatings from a natural product. Okay, reducing biofilms and plaque formation. I'm sure that's important to the denture person. CBD can do it. So, um, rub a little CBD on your dentures every once in a while. Might help. Might make it better. Might make it healthier. I can definitely see where the antibiotic part would definitely help. So, I mean, I feel like, and I don't know, is that why you soak your dentures at night? Is actually to clean them? Um, so, if we could just coat them with some CBD, might not have to do that as much. I don't know. All right, I am going to leave you today. Well, we still have a bunch of events actually, but I'm going to leave you with some old hemp news. This is the oldest hemp house on the planet that we know of. This hemp house was built in 1698, 1700. So it's 225 plus years old. Now, the interesting thing about this, not hempcrete. Okay. This was built in a Japanese region where hemp growing, and to my understanding, is still somewhat prevalent. But the walls are actually made of hemp stalks, all pressed together and tied together to make the walls. The roof is made, it's a thatch roof that's made of the same basic thing, like hemp stalks tightly put together and then roped with hemp rope tied to the rafters. Okay, so the load bearing part of the building is wood. All right. The walls and the roof are hemp stalks, and it's all tied together. And again, this picture is relatively new. I believe they have made this into a hemp museum at this point. But the building itself, from what they say, basically looks and acts just like it did when it was built over 225 years ago. So technically, I've talked about how hempcrete, you can grow the hemp and you might bring in the lime, and you just need water to make hempcrete. Here, all you just need is the hemp plant. Or just to say, a lot of hemp plants. I mean, there can be, thousands and thousands. But, if you have the acreage, and so in 1 year, if you have the acreage, you can build all of this. And then, of course, you might need a tree or two. Not that I'm about cutting down trees, but if you want, obviously, if you build that frame out of wood, you're going to need, some trees or two. Uh, but again, apparently, this place housed the samurai that came through the area, and so that's pretty neat. That's the oldest. Now you've seen it, the oldest hemp house that we know of in the world, 1698. Okay. The oldest hempcrete house that we know of was actually built in France in the late 80s, 1980s. Um, so it's old. It's been around for a long time. And the Japanese love their hemp. Now you can see another reason why. All right, let's get on with some events. This Friday, here in the High State area in Cincinnati, we're going to pay tribute to Rob Ryan. If you don't know Rob Ryan's name in Cincinnati as far as the legalization of cannabis, then you probably haven't been involved in the legalization of cannabis in the Cincinnati area. Um, I met Rob shortly again after we opened, and I want to say probably around the 2000s. Rob came onto my scene, and he was really fighting on the medical side of things, um, and and amazing. Again, his tenacity and his drive. He really was one of those people that wanted to legalize marijuana um, to benefit everyone. And so Rob's voice has been, he's worked with org. He was the president, I'm pretty sure the president of the local chapter of Normal for a long time. um, and so he's really made a difference in the cannabis world. He's a person that has really made a difference in the cannabis world, and he deserves to be honored. His health is on the way down, and I might cry here a little bit. And so they're having this event again. It's at the Mount Washington Rec Center on Beacon Street, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's this Friday, um, March 21st. Mount Washington Rec Center. If you're not doing anything between 11 and 1, whether you knew Rob or you didn't know Rob, he deserves to be honored. And so I hope everybody that can will show up. I will be there, no doubt about it. March 21st through the 23rd. This is coming up here, but this is again huge hempcrete build workshop with Sergey Kovalikov. And again, this is out in Colorado. If you want to learn from one of the best, if not the best, or the most experienced hempcrete builders, here is your opportunity. But it is this weekend. So March 27th, you have the Illinois Hemp Summit going on. This is at the Artisans Building in Springfield, Illinois. Again, that's March 27th, the Illinois Hemp Summit at the Artisans Building, Springfield, Illinois. April 1st, and I hope this is right because it's supposed to be the first Tuesday of the month. You got the medical marijuana meetup here in the Cincinnati High State area at Kerrigan Spirits. Again, that's April 1st. No fooling unless I hear that she is not that Tuesday. um, and so April 10th to the 12th, NOCO out in Estes Park, Colorado. And you can go to nocohempexpo.com for more information on that. Biggest hemp expo in the world, I will claim. April 19th. I think I brought there should be a graphic for this one. This is the Hemp Fair over at the Cannabis Museum in Athens, Ohio.
I have International Hemp Building Symposium, and I have the Austin Hemp Creek Open House.
Well, dang it. I will get that. I'm pretty sure there was a graphic for the Hemp Fair. Anyway, this is at the Cannabis Museum in Athens. Largest collection. Here's another record. You can give this to Donnie. But the largest collection of cannabis-related medical jars and an unbelievable amount of history, pre-prohibition medical, and of course, Donnie was the Ohio Hempery. Ohio Hempery, and they made all kinds of goods from bags to clothing and whatnot, importing the raw material and making the goods over in Athens. So I have not been to the Hemp Museum yet. But I've been in the room with his collection personally. I feel like, I was quite lucky because I kind of had a private showing of what is now in the museum before the museum was open. And for that, I am honored. At the Cannabis Museum in Athens. If you're in the area, check it out. June 10th through the 11th, the 10th annual Native American Cannabis and Hemp Conference is going at the Pachanga Resort in Temecula, California. That's awful. I'll try to get a graphic of that up so you can look at it and see. But again, that's in June in California, the 10th annual Native American Cannabis and Hemp Conference. July 9th through 11th, there's that Hemp Beverage Expo in Atlanta. If hemp beverages are legal in Georgia, then we'll see. July 25th through the 27th is the Stargazers Cannabis Festival here in Ohio and Waverly. This Hempcrete workshop is going to be going on. I hope to do a hemp paper making workshop as well. And I'm hoping, and I haven't got confirmation, I'll get with them. I may be speaking. I'm going to volunteer my speaking, as I do to any event. I keep seeing all the speakers for NOCO, but they haven't asked me. But I think you have to actually volunteer to be a speaker for them. So I didn't do that. And then October 3rd through the 5th is the Hemp Building Symposium that the Lower Sioux are doing, the Lower Sioux Indian community out in Minnesota. Minnesota. So, and again, they are building, they have built and are building hempcrete houses in their community already. So they've got the knowledge from really, I'm pretty sure they're growing. So they're growing. So it's basically seed to wall, as we'll call it. Which, once again, what an environmentally friendly idea when it comes to building. Seed to wall. All right. Well, I didn't really have any questions or thoughts.
Austin.
Oh, did I forget? I forgot one.
Yeah, we missed Austin Hempcrete Open House.
Oh, that's right. This is coming up.
Yep.
I'm sorry about this. This is actually, I forgot to add it. I can't see the date on this.
April 5th.
April 5th. Okay, so you got a couple weeks, but if you're in the Austin area, April 5th, and this is basically just an open house, so you can go and just look at a hempcrete house, tour a hempcrete house, probably gain a little knowledge from the builders of the hempcrete house in Austin, Texas. Sorry about leaving that out. I'll have to. I didn't leave it out. I just forgot it. It's on my list right there. April 5th, Hempcrete Open House, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Austin, Texas. There you have it. All right, folks. Still working on as promised, my State of the Hemp address. Hopefully, within the next week, I can get it done and get it out to the public. If not, next Wednesday on the High Noon Hemp Show, I may just do my State of the Hemp address. So we'll see. But it is coming. I am working on it. Hemp can save the world. Let's just do it. And remember, reduce, replace, recycle. I've added. So usually I say reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else an out. How about reduce, reuse, recycle, replant, remake? So as long as we replant hemp, we can remake everything, save the planet. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Having Hemptations.
That's right. As you said, we will see you next week.